Diddy just popped out on the scene for the first time since everything done hit the fan. But he might have been doing this because of the warning shot that was just sent out.
Our cameras caught him riding his bike in Miami, and it looks like he doesn't have a care in the world. He's been quiet lately, but his right-hand man has been doing a lot of talking. Stevie J, a producer who's also named in one of the lawsuits and was in Diddy's house when it was raided, went on TMZ Live to defend his boss. Listen.
I don't know whatever someone does in their bedroom, that's what they do. I don't got nothing to do with that. I'm just here to say that I've never seen my man doing anything foul like they talking about.
None of it. All of it. I mean, you know.
I've never seen it. I've known him for 29 years.
But that wasn't all Stevie J did. He sent out a warning shot, posting video of celebrities at Diddy's 50th birthday party. The Kardashians, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Kanye, Kevin Hart, every A-lister was there. And Stevie J wants to remind them. Remember, the lawsuit says Diddy has compromising footage of everyone that went to his freak-off parties. Now, we're not saying this is a freak-off party or Diddy has compromising video on any of these people, but this is what Diddy's bodyguard said.
I don't think it's only celebrities going to be shook. He had politicians in there. He had princes in there. He also had a couple of preachers in there.
You personally, you think they got tapes?
Well, my personal opinion that if Lil Rob could be trusted and his statements are true, they got him. They got tapes and stuff.
Now, if Diddy had tapes, the feds have them. That's a lot of blackmail.
I'm trying to tell y'all, man, this is getting scary, though. I mean, but it makes sense. You can see why everybody kind of on the hush-hush about it, and the people who are speaking about it are very reluctant. To each his own, right? But Stevie J, he sent out a warning shot on Instagram highlighting all the celebrities at Diddy's party that was there. And the Kardashians was there. We seen Jay-Z in the footage. We heard about Prince Harry and the lawsuit and all that. And Stevie J obviously was here to simply remind them that the lawsuit says Diddy has compromising footage. What compromising footage? We don't know. We can only imagine at this point. Honestly, I don't even want to know the compromising footage, if it is true. Blackmail is just not okay. But you got celebrities out here saying that the reason why Diddy is where he's at is because
it's warranted. I mean, baby, how do somebody who never wrote a song, produced a record, got all the money?
That's real. Boy, that's real. Bars.
Because somebody facilitated you to be able to have all the control on. And if you ain't got the talent and you can't write it, you can't produce it, then you got to use something else. It's called sex.
Damn.
That's how you control. That's old. That's the old world. But if think about it, a person that don't got the talent is gonna be more demonic, more evil, and more heartless when it comes to taking something from somebody, because they can't produce nothing.
That's real, man.
You've been in this business a while, so you've seen a lot.
Yeah, I mean, that's why people got mad at me in the dialogue conversation. I said, check this out, bro. I ain't never put my name on nobody else's work. I ain't never took nothing from nobody. And I ain't never stole nothing from nobody. Now, can you say that about most of these people at the top?
You can't.
You can't. So if you got all these people up here hollering this, I'm the greatest, and then you look down did you write that? You didn't write that? Well, how you the greatest? That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, are we gonna live in a world of falsettos, or are we gonna live in a world of truth? Because that's the reason why the youth ain't listening to the grown folk now. Because y'all done did too much lying for certain people, and the kids can see that that's a false.
That's real.
That's a fake.
Now, I will say this, regardless of what's going on, we all need to guard our spirits. And as a God-fearing man, I want to tell you to stay prayed up, because Gip, he definitely brought up an interesting point. When you have somebody who's in the equation, who's never really produced or written a song, but he's the one who's having all the money, it makes you wonder, how? So the blackmailing argument starts to come into play. It starts to, make the focus. And he also expressed that people whom don't possess such a talent to produce that way, when they take from you, it's a little more demonic spirited. And yeah, man, whew, gorgeous spirit. Let me see what the comments saying real quick. Let's go to the comment section. It says, I doubt Diddy is talentless. For sure, I will say that. I don't think he's just completely talentless at all to be able to remain this long. Gip been talking heat the last few times I've seen him online. Shout out to Big Gip for sure. The music business is not about talent. It's about contracts and revenue. Definitely true. All this is hella true, what he's saying, but he's not describing Mr. Combs because he's definitely got talent. If anything, Diddy was always a good dancer and stylist. I mean, he, always did the little, halfway punch the air, like, he punching particles. Puff always had the drip for show, Sean John clothing. Okay. Yeah, man. Get verse on thought pro. Okay, game. You can be successful music You could be a successful music executive without possessing any musical talent. Fair point. And neither has anything to do with the crimes he's allegedly committed. People just love having something to say. And the very last comment I'm going to read is, Gip hasn't done anything substantial since 2016. They asked the question. He answered, Puff is a producer and a mogul. Irrelevancy at its finest. So, some people are just going to say it's irrelevant for sure. Even Diddy asking for them prayers these days. Literally.
Bring me your brother.
But in his next clip, he's wondering if Justin Bieber is wearing a wire. At least that's what the caption says, y'all. I checked the comments. That video was posted 3 years ago, and it's going viral again just because of the Homeland Security raid. And not only does Diddy allegedly have blackmail proof, tapes and such to, blackmail people, artists, politicians, and very important people. This man also was apparently a Fed.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Ahmad Shakur. So I have some more information on Diddy that you're going to want to hear. Now, I told you all before that I thought Diddy was a Fed. Well, turns out he actually was at one point. Let's get into it. So just weeks ago, Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Dill, said that Diddy was once a confidential informant for an FBI agent. Please pay attention.
Going to jail for money laundering and stuff like that. Puff being a CI for an FBI agent. I said this years ago that Kimmy Kirk Burrows took some paperwork. They was taking some papers up to the FBI.
When Gene Dill made the comments about Diddy having been a CI, confidential informant, he said that it was documented. So I started looking for the documentation, and I came across someone who had them since May of last year. Now, the man at the top is Special Agent Mark J. Parody. Well, he's currently retired. But at the end of the day, this is supposedly who Diddy was working for. Please pay attention. As you can see, there's the documentation. It says Mark J. Parody, Special Agent, FBI. And then you can see Diddy's name, Sean J. Combs. And this was May the 8th of 1995. It even has his attorney's name on there. I find this all so nefarious. And there you can see the full date entered 5/8/1995. And his attorney, Michael W. Warren. Okay? So, yeah, this is absolutely interesting because for the people that are saying, those of us that are reporting on Diddy are cooperating with the feds or that we're caping for the feds and all that, well, what do they have to say now? Diddy was working with the feds at one point, okay? This is how he was able to get away with so many things, according to sources. They say that because he had such a relationship, with law enforcement, all of that, this is what Gene Dill says, that he basically was able to pay people off and get people to do favors and let him get away with certain things. You see, that's why he felt so emboldened and entitled to do the things that he was allegedly doing. Okay, but he was in the news too much. He kept getting into situations and instances where his name was in the news, and they don't really like that. And it's just really sad that he got his sons caught up in his mess. Now, his son, Justin Combs, hired attorney Jeffrey Lichtman, who was once the attorney for John Gotti Jr., as well as El Chapo. Now, Justin supposedly hired Lickman to investigate the excessive use of force during the raid when the agents had him and his brother, outside with their hands up and they had the weapons drawn and all of that. Now, meanwhile, King Combs, also known as Christian Combs, well, he is being accused of having assaulted a woman and given her illegal substances without her knowledge, according to the lawsuit that was amended by Rodney Jones. And even worse for Diddy is the fact that Cassie's been cooperating with the feds for weeks. This is probably one of the things that was the catalyst to them raiding his mansions. Now, he paid Cassie $30 million, and this was all supposed to be under confidentiality agreements and all of that. But the thing is, you don't get to have someone be quiet when you're committing illegal activities. When there's allegations of illegal activity, well, the NDA doesn't stand, and that's just what it is. So he really spent that money for nothing. The best thing he should have done was to have paid Cassie up front while they were supposedly negotiating for 6 months prior to her filing the lawsuit. Please pay attention. It's now been reported that 2 sources claim that Diddy is snitching, which if he is, I'm not surprised, and quite frankly, I really don't care. At the end of the day, for the people that say that we shouldn't be going in on Diddy because he looks like me, because we shouldn't be trying to bring a man who looks like me down, please sit down somewhere, okay? That is so ridiculous, and that's quite frankly asinine in my opinion. At the end of the day, it's like Cat Williams said, there's 2 sides, God's side and the other side. Which one are you on? Please pay attention.
Black people happy for a nigga downfall. I don't hear none of them niggas who was at Diddy's shit toasting with that champagne every year, having speeches with me. Ain't nobody speak up for this man or nothing.
As soon as they say something,
when you're on top of the world, it's a celebration.
Bro.
When you're on the bottom, it's a denilation.
Bro, the same motherfucker you see going up, you gonna see coming down.
All them motherfuckers, all with them suits on, with their cups up, ain't nobody said nothing.
They ain't, fool. Man, as soon as they say something, they in the crosshair, fool.
Boy, this world, boy.
They say something.
This world, boy.
So you was around Diddy too.
That's why you ain't gonna see too many niggas around me. Who was around me before I went to jail. You don't see too many niggas around me. Cause them niggas did me like Diddy people.
All I can say is, man, I don't know. I don't know until we see how this all plays out in the end in court with the filings and everything. We just got to see how it all plays out at this point. But I can say this. Whoa, Diddy.